All right, folks, buckle up. What happens when political ambition clashes with late-night cravings? And what does it all have to do with the future of AI and the tech landscape? I know, sounds crazy, right? But trust me, this story of JD Vance, a Pennsylvania restaurant, and a whole lot of controversy is a perfect example of how seemingly small events can trigger massive ripple effects. We're talking about the butterfly effect, but with a digital twist. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. So here's the deal. JD Vance, the Ohio senator, apparently tried to grab a bite at a Primanti Brothers restaurant in Pennsylvania. Now, details are a bit fuzzy, but reports suggest he and his crew were turned away, or at least, it wasn't exactly a smooth welcome. This seemingly minor incident has since exploded into a full-blown political spectacle. We're talking accusations of bias, calls for boycotts, and a whole lot of online drama. But before we get lost in the weeds, let's understand the immediate fallout. First up, Primanti Brothers. This restaurant is now smack dab in the middle of a PR nightmare. They're being accused of political bias, whether justified or not. This isn't just about bad Yelp reviews, people. This could translate into a significant hit to their bottom line. Imagine the internal chaos. Employees are likely feeling the pressure. The manager who made the call is probably sweating bullets. And the potential for boycotts from one side or the other is very, very real. Think about it. Lost revenue, employee morale plummeting. It's a tough spot to be in. This is a textbook example of how a seemingly simple decision can trigger a major crisis. Now, let's flip the script and look at how this affects JD Vance. On one hand, he's getting a ton of publicity. Some see him as a victim, unfairly targeted. This resonates with his base and fires them up. He gets to play the champion of the people card. But on the other hand, he risks looking like he's trying to bully a small business. The key here is how he frames the narrative. So far, he's walking a tightrope, urging supporters not to punish the restaurant. Smart move, but the damage may already be done. This is a high-stakes game of political chess, folks. And then there's the media angle. A CNN analyst jumped into the fray, accusing Vance of trying to intimidate Kamala Harris's campaign. Whoa, talk about throwing fuel on the fire. This is a prime example of how partisan media can amplify these incidents. Does this analyst's comment reek of bias? Absolutely, and that's the problem. These kinds of statements erode trust in the media and further divide us. It's a vicious cycle. So, what's the broader impact? Well, other restaurants and hospitality businesses are now on high alert. They're probably rethinking their policies about unannounced political visits. Expect to see more training for staff on how to handle these kinds of situations. This isn't just about being polite. It's about protecting their business. Think about the potential disruption. Imagine a restaurant filled with customers, and suddenly a political figure walks in with a camera crew. Chaos. Restaurants are going to be extra cautious from now on. The smart ones, anyway. Political campaigns are also learning a valuable lesson. Coordinate, coordinate, coordinate. Even for informal stops, reaching out to venues beforehand is crucial. This avoids misunderstandings and potential PR disasters. You can bet campaign managers are scrambling right now to review their event planning protocols. The days of just showing up unannounced are over. At least, they should be. This incident is a wake-up call. And finally, the media. We're likely to see even more polarized coverage of political events. Outlets will double down on their partisan positions. This means less objective reporting and more opinion pieces disguised as news. It's crucial to be critical of what you read and hear. Don't just blindly accept what's being presented. Do your own research. Think for yourself. The media landscape is a minefield, folks. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Incidents like this erode trust in institutions. People start to distrust the media, restaurants, and even the political process itself. This leads to increased cynicism and decreased participation in elections. It's a dangerous trend. When people lose faith in the system, bad things happen. We need to find ways to rebuild trust and encourage civil discourse. But that's easier said than done. This incident also reinforces political polarization. People retreat further into their echo chambers, reinforcing existing biases. This makes constructive dialogue almost impossible. Political disagreements spill over into everyday social interactions, creating tension and division within communities. We see this playing out online every single day. The internet was supposed to connect us, but it's often driving us further apart. Restaurants and other businesses that become embroiled in political controversies face unpredictable revenue streams. This makes it difficult to plan for the future. Employees worry about job security if their employer's business is negatively impacted by a political backlash. It's a ripple effect that can devastate local economies. We need to remember that these businesses are run by real people with families to support. They shouldn't be collateral damage in political battles. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the tech side of things. One of the news snippets mentioned a Cloudflare security block. This highlights the technical risks we face online. Security services can be overly aggressive, blocking legitimate users. This disrupts the user experience and can lead to lost revenue. Think about it. You're trying to access a website, but you keep getting blocked. Frustrating, right? It's a balancing act between security and accessibility. And there are ethical risks too. Overly strict security measures can disproportionately affect users with disabilities who rely on assistive technologies. It's important to ensure that websites are accessible to everyone, regardless of their abilities. We need to be mindful of the potential for unintended consequences when implementing security measures. Accessibility should be a top priority. Another snippet mentioned an empty article. This could indicate a broken link, a server error, or a problem with the website's content management system. These kinds of errors create a poor user experience and can lead people to abandon the website. Technical glitches are inevitable, but it's crucial to have systems in place to quickly identify and fix them. A broken website is a lost opportunity. Finally, let's revisit the CNN analyst's comment. This highlights the risks of bias in reporting and the potential for further polarization. When media outlets take sides, it erodes trust and makes it more difficult to have civil discourse. We need to demand more from our news sources. We need objective reporting, not partisan propaganda. The future of our democracy depends on it. So, where does AI fit into all of this? Well, think about social media. AI algorithms are used to amplify content and target specific audiences. This means that negative incidents can spread like wildfire online. AI can also be used to create fake news and spread misinformation. It's a powerful tool that can be used for good or evil. We need to be aware of the potential risks and take steps to mitigate them. AI is changing the game, and we need to adapt. On the flip side, AI can also be used to detect bias in media coverage and identify potential misinformation. AI algorithms can analyze text and images to identify patterns and trends that humans might miss. This can help us to be more critical of what we read and hear online. AI can be a powerful tool for fighting bias and promoting truth, but it's not a silver bullet. We still need to rely on our own critical thinking skills. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? It's simple. Every action has consequences. Whether it's a restaurant refusing service to a politician, a CNN analyst making a biased comment, or an AI algorithm amplifying misinformation, everything is connected. We need to be more mindful of the potential impact of our actions and take responsibility for the consequences. The future of our society depends on it. Let's strive for a more civil, more informed, and more responsible online world. Thanks for watching.